Have you ever noticed that some of the foods that you eat leave you bloated, sluggish, and you just don't have the energy, or maybe you even feel a little bit off compared to the foods that you do eat that gives you energy, gives you clarity, and you feel ready to actually get after it and start training hard? Because the thing that I've realized after coaching men for the last 20 years is most guys don't even really think about what they're eating. But the truth is, when it comes to nutrition, it's all about how you can process or digest or actually absorb what you're eating. And that's typically the missing link. In today's video, I'm gonna break down exactly, this is not a meal plan, but really a structure of how you should be looking at food to give you better energy, to improve your recovery, to avoid inflammation, and also just quite frankly, how to have good body recomposition. Because as you're getting into close to your 40s, you need to be really paying attention to the foods that you're eating because time is limited in the gym. So this is not a meal plan. This is not me showing you how to cook chicken, broccoli, and rice and putting together. This is how you should view nutrition overall as a nutrition and quite frankly, my philosophy of how I approach nutrition no matter where I'm at. Because that's the difference in having a system is it can align with your life and it removes the confusion of what to eat or removes decision fatigue. And as you'll learn, it'll teach your body how to act as a furnace and not a freaking storage unit. I'll talk more about that later. So get out a pen and piece of paper, and the thing that I want you to write down is these three principles that we're going to be talking about: digestion, absorption, and then elimination. Everything that we're going to talk about today when it comes to nutrition is going to fall into one of those three buckets. Because if one of those things break down, you're probably going to start losing some energy, or maybe you'll get some more inflammation, or you're going to be completely jammed up and wondering why some foods just make you feel that way. It's one of those three buckets. So the first one we're going to talk about is actual digestion. And digestion is simple. Foods that your body can break down easily will always win. As silly as that sounds, that's the reality. And what I mean by that is this is why whole foods matter, because there's not a lot of ingredients in it. You know, so when we talk about protein, we're talking about chicken, we're talking about turkey, we're talking about lean game, bison, beef, things of that nature. Whole eggs, egg whites, fish or salmon, just, you know, whole food, simple protein. All of those ingredients are super clean, they're gut friendly, and they're not going to leave you bloated if you couple that with fiber and right vegetables to keep you full for volume as well, which we'll dive into here in just a second. Now, when it comes to carbohydrates, not all carbohydrates are created equal, for lack of better words. For most of the men that I work with, typically gluten-based carbs kind of messes up a lot of people's digestion. Now, it doesn't affect me. There are some things that I intentionally don't have that are gluten-free or that have gluten in it, namely my gluten-free oats. It's a simple one that doesn't taste any different, which is great for fiber, good for complex carbohydrates, great for your heart, all kinds of good stuff. But what I'm talking about is keep it simple. When it comes to rice, just jasmine rice. When it comes to potatoes, sweet potatoes. Whether it's white, whether it's red, whether it's a sweet potato, cream of rice, or even quinoa. It's a little bit, they make it in these packets here too. I just don't like them as much. And when you make it yourself, it has a ton of proteins, probably the best one to be eating. I personally, just the prep time is just a little bit more, and I don't like them out of the packets. So I keep it simple and just stick with jasmine rice. You know, and it's predictable. It's like, your body handles it really well. It's simple ingredients. Absorption is clean, digestion, elimination, it's simple stuff. Now, if you compare that to some of the things that are more higher processed, like a bunch of artificial ingredients or seed oils, fillers, like quite frankly, your body just struggles to break them down. And when that struggles or that is held back or that is bottled up, everything else will break down. So whenever you make a meal, just keep it super, super simple. Have a protein source, 1 to 2 different proteins. Have a carbohydrate source, 1 to 2 different carbohydrates, and just have them on repeat. It's not like you have to eat the same thing every day. You just have your foundation. You have your protein, you have your carbohydrates, you have your vegetables, simple stuff. Now, whenever I'm trying to actually cut some body fat, which I don't do bulking and carb cycling and leaning out, I don't do all that stuff, but I am aware of what's going on. I'm trying to cut body fat, I'll switch from game because I eat a lot of bison, and I'll go to more leaner meats like turkey and chicken. When I'm trying to build muscle, I'll have more red meat. It's the exact same framework. It's a protein. It's just a different lever based off what you're trying to accomplish. And once you figure out which foods you can actually digest, you just simply figure it out. Can your body handle oatmeal well? Boom, add it. Can your body handle sweet potatoes well? Boom, add it. Does it like jasmine rice? Boom, add it. You just got to experiment with things and what works well with your body, because your body likes to predict things. It likes to know what's coming next. When it comes to fats, keep it super, super simple. You know, people say have an apple a day, have an avocado a day. Like an avocado is a very simple fat, and actually, as silly as this sounds, just chew your food. Slow down, because absorption starts with chewing. And once you get avocados, then you can start to expand to whole eggs, almond butter, peanut butter, or some PB Fit, have it be, figure out what types of fats work best for you. And real quick, just to touch on the chewing again, like when you're having a meal, slow down. Like digestion starts from when you're chewing. So put your fork down, have a conversation with the person you're talking to. If you can simply just slow down while you're eating and chewing your food more, that will help you digest your food better. Silly as it sounds. Okay, so let's talk about some digestion now, which is the second thing we're gonna talk about. One of the easiest things that you can do after a meal is go for a walk. If it's 10 to 15 minutes, if it's 5 minutes, whatever you have. I personally have a walking pad under my desk so that after breakfast and after lunch, I am going for a 30-minute walk. Now, when I can, I'll go outside and get some sun, go for a walk, but I won't have 30 minutes because I got to get back to work. I got to get back on my task. But if I'm having a meal and I want to get some actual sunshine, some vitamin D, it's a nice day, I'll just go for a 10-minute lap. But that is one of the simplest things that you can do to improve your digestion. And eating whole foods is what is going to allow your body to actually absorb the nutrients. We've talked about macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats, but your body also needs micronutrients, your vitamins and your minerals. And processed foods are just gonna have a lot harder time with actually absorbing the nutrient. That's why when you can eat a ton of calories from junk, but you'll feel tired, you'll feel sluggish, you'll feel bloated, maybe even weak, or maybe even feel like you're inflamed if you're that in tune with your body, like inflammation is building up. So you want to have the mindset shift of like, I'm eating nutrients versus I'm eating calories. Because if you focus on nutrients, as shifting that into your mind, your body is you're going to naturally start eating better quality foods. Because as you start to absorb better nutrients from the proper micro and macronutrients, you will have better energy. Which if you have better energy, your workouts are going to improve. If your workouts improve, your mood is going to improve. If you have a better mood, you're going to have better patience when it comes to dealing with the kids and being married and all the things and all the stress of life. All because you're having better foods and putting better quality stuff into your mouth hole. And guess what? Your body will also start to change too, which is what you want. Better lean, more muscle, nutrients. Now, when we talk about elimination, yes, I am talking about bowel movements. But if you have healthy elimination, that means that you have a healthy gut. And that's what whole foods does. It promotes regular bowel movements. You won't have as much bloating. You'll have less inflammation. Compared to processed foods, it does the complete opposite. It either has you running to the bathroom immediately or you're backed up for days. And both of those are a bad sign. So when you're thinking about vegetables and fiber to not only keep you full, but to help you with your digestion, we want to have things like green beans, spinach, zucchini, just things that you enjoy eating. All vegetables, different varieties is fantastic. When it comes to fruit, we want to have kiwi, berries, strawberries, different things that are sweet. Also include some fiber. And you can get fiber from your oats, you can get fiber from quinoa, you can get fiber potatoes. This is what keeps everything moving. This is what makes it to where you don't feel bloated. This is what keeps the body feeling good and absorbing the nutrients that it needs and getting rid of the waste. But the big thing that I want you to recognize is that like your body relies on predictability. Just like how you have a circadian rhythm of when you wake up and when you go to sleep, it also likes patterns of your food. So we want things to be predictable. Not saying you have to eat the same thing every day, but your body knows and regulates based off of timing and systems. So figure out your flow, because if they're all over the place, if one day you're fasting and one day you have one meal and one day you're missing lunch, like there's no consistency. So your body doesn't really know what's coming. So for lack of better word, it's going to store it. That's why I say like storing your food, keeping you fat, or furnacing it. So it's like burning the fire, burning the metabolism, getting things up and revved up, getting rid of the waste. And that has nothing to do with your age. It just has to do with your intention with food and having a system with your nutrition, understanding the simple choices that you can have, repeat over and over again. Because as you know, like being a dad, it's not just about being jacked and being able to do all this stuff and the other. It's like you have a career now, you have kids. It's more about the energy. It's about sleeping better. It's about not feeling bloated. It's about liking the way that you look in your photos. It's about having the confidence that you have, but without actually actually tackling this element of your food, you're going to continue to stay stuck because you'll never be able to outwork your fitness without poor nutrition, or the other way around. And for me, it's just super simple. I don't even think about it. It's just like, what's my protein source? What type of carbohydrate am I going to have? And then where do I get my vegetables from? It's like, those are the things I look for. I'm not adding a ton of fats, processed versus whole foods. I'm adding avocado. I'm not putting a bunch of creams on, a bunch of dressing. Like, keep the ingredients whole. I promise you, if you can just walk away with just looking for whole ingredients and looking at the list of, like, on this packet, it says water and jasmine rice, canola oil, soy, lectin. That's it. Like, if I pulled up my oats, it's like oats, eliminate the ingredients. So just keep that simple framework in mind. Digestion, absorption, elimination. If you do that, you will feel better, you'll have better energy, you'll not be as bloated, you won't be as inflamed, and you're gonna start working towards the body recomposition that you want, because you'll quickly learn that when you feel better, you'll make better decisions. And then when it comes to actually losing the weight, losing the fat, that just is like monitoring and focusing on raising your metabolism and how you can improve your caloric output, so you're not having to just starve yourself to lose weight. So if you found this video helpful, or you found one little nugget that was able to help shift you and open up your thinking of how you view nutrition, make sure you like this video, comment down below, subscribe, and if you want help with outside of just the grand scheme of things, you want a more personalized approach, check out the description below, and I'll show you exactly how we use our 4-level system to help you systematize your weight loss so you can get the body you want, have better energy, and get back to the way you used to feel in your early 20s. Catch you in the next one.